What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Last video we were working on my brother-in-law's S10 Blazer. Replaced some sheet metal that was damaged when he hit a deer coming home from school. So basically we just took it apart, replaced what was needed to replace, fixed what needed to be fixed, got it all back together and driving for him so he can take it back to school. So this video we are back on the Mustang. I'm gonna go ahead and pull off the charge piping. We're gonna get that crossover off the aprons, pull the valve covers off because we are changing our rocker arms. I got a set of 1:6 ratio to replace the rockers that I have there. When we did our piston valve clearancing and all our other checks, we noticed that the lift on this cam was not as advertised, and advertised was with a 1:6 rocker. And if I remember correctly, these were some off-the-wall rockers I bought 5-6 years ago for this car. When it was naturally aspirated, I just bought what I bought, didn't pay attention. So to kind of put myself at ease and know exactly what I have in the car, I went ahead and bought some rockers, and we're going to swap them out. So I'm going to get myself set up, get this thing tore apart so we can get the old rockers off, get the new ones installed, and I'm going to show you guys how to quickly and easily adjust or make sure your rockers are set up correctly. A buddy of mine showed me this a while back, and I tell you what, I used to go through one by one and doing it, but the way he showed me was much faster. It's easier, and it works. So, get myself set up. Let's get this thing apart. Alright, got all our rockers off. Got them, as you guys seen, I got them put in this little box over here. And while I was at it, I went ahead and installed the rockers on one side of the engine already. Got the lockers and polylocks installed. My wife Ashley's up here. She's going to do some video recording for me. I'm going to go ahead and get the other rockers and polylocks installed on this side here. And then kind of go over with you guys how I adjusted them. Or how to adjust them really quick. And pretty much painless. So give the camera to her, and yeah, we'll get our rockers installed. All right, here's our rockers. I'll go ahead and put the link in the description. They are, see here, still eBay specials. They are stainless steel. Show you a difference between these guys here. So here's the ones that we pulled off. Big fat, they're aluminum, but you can kind of see the pivot point, the diameter of the shaft in there versus this one, much larger. These ones are stainless steel. Not sure what these are. I think they're 1.5s, ordered for something else many years ago, but just for sake of argument, like I said, went ahead and ordered these. You can see here it says 1.6. So now I know for sure they are 1.6. And another thing here, if you want to focus in, if you haven't installed these before, then there's two sides to this little shaft right here. You got a round side here, then you have a flat side there. Now when you're installing these, you want to make sure the round goes down, and just like the old hairdos, flat top. And that gives you a place, so when you install the poly lock, that way it has a nice flat area for this guy to screw into for your adjustment. If you were to put this on here, even though it would probably still work, you would get premature wear for sure on those. So it would still work, but it wouldn't sit flat. Probably be a little wiggly in there. So just make sure the flat part goes to the top, round goes to the bottom. Now when you're installing these, and I've already done it, you do want to make sure the engine, whoops, I'm going with those. You do want to make sure the engine is at top dead center. You can always pull a spark plug out, make sure the piston's at the top, and both push rods are even all the way down. Basically just throw them in there, I'll show you. Now like I said, I've already rotated the engine over. It is at top dead center of the compression stroke right before it fires. See, they're both even, they're both down. So that's how we'll do it. Okay, we're gonna just drop them all in there. Make sure you got your push rods lined up where they need to be. Like I said, real simple. For this part anyways. Alright, you grab all your little poly locks. Get these on. This is where the fun begins. And like I said, I used to go through every one by one, in the firing order to adjust the lash on hydraulic on these guys. Up until the point, a buddy of mine showed me this neat little trick. And changed my life, really, when it comes to adjusting these things. The only thing you want to do, like I said, is make sure your engine is at top dead center when you start. Top dead center on the compression stroke. Make sure all your little Allen keys are all the way up, because you don't want to go into a bind. Just make sure these guys are all the way to the top. As you can see, I've got every single one all the way at the top. And once you get all of these guys in, you just screw them down to where they touch. All right. Got them all in. Now this is why I say make sure you're at top dead center, because now you just go through each one of the rockers and you just go by hand till it stops. Make sure you can still turn your push rod. Make sure the push rod turns in there, but just go till it stops. Basically that's zero lash. Make sure every single one is that way. And I've already done this side. Yep. Go through, make sure all your push rods still turn fingers. They do. Now I have a ratchet down here. Now basically what I'm going to do, if I can get my hand in there, we're going to turn the engine over one revolution. So we're going to go from top dead center and go around one time to top dead center mark again. Now it is going to be kind of tough. It is going to be kind of slow, especially if you leave all of the spark plugs in. Your engine would rotate over a lot easier if you pull the spark plugs out, but you don't have to. So rotate it all the way around. till you're on top dead center again. Then you go through and go take your fingers and run all of the polylocks down until they stop. Boom. Just till they stop. Basically 0 lash again. Turn it, yep, good, good. You're gonna find that almost every single one has to be turned. All right, if you want to focus in down there, you'll see the little line on the harmonic balancer. There's a little white line down there. There you go. Yep, it's on the timing mark, it's on the marker. So now that you've done all that, make sure everything's at 0. Make sure you can still feel the ones. We're good. Now you're gonna go one more time back around, bring it back up to top dead center again. Notice it gets a little easier because now everything's kind of where it needs to be. Now that we're back on top dead center again, just basically did what you did before. Go through, touch, make sure all your rockers are touching. You're gonna find some of them are backed off just a little bit. That's good, that's fine. Now if they're all touching again, you're gonna see some are, you're gonna see, look down here. You're gonna see now that you've got some of your valves are starting to open, closed, all the way around. It's done, you just take your wrench, and everybody's different, but you want to go between, you want to focus here? Basically, half a turn. You go half, between half and 3/4. I like to go half. That basically sets the preload on the little plunger in there. And that's it. So that side's all done. Come back over here, do the same thing. It's basically just half. Sometimes you're going to get in a little situation where you're not going to be able to swing the wrench all the way around, but basically just use your best judgment. So like 2/4 turns. Oops. Is good. Now the ducts are all adjusted. Your half turn. You want to hold on to your wrench because now you're going to run all your little locks down. Hold on to your wrench there and just make sure all her. We'll run them all down by hand first, just till they touch. And then I'll show you too how close everything is within each other. Alright, now that you've got that all the way down, all your little Allen keepers down, then you can go through, grab your wrench. Oops. Make sure they're all snug. There's that side. Same over here. That's it. Those are now adjusted and done. So now what I'll do now is I'll go ahead and get the valve covers back on. We'll get the gaskets, valve covers, get all those buttoned up, get the spark plug wires on, and then get it fired up. So get the camera set up, start putting this thing back together. Okay, valve covers are on, spark plug wires are on, alternator belt's back on. I had to loosen up the alternator to get that valve cover off, passenger side valve cover off. So that on, alternator belt, alternator's tight. Just plug up a couple little vacuum lines for like the boost reference and stuff like that. I'm gonna leave the cross member and all the little separators off right now, because if I do have a problem, it is much easier for me to get to everything. So I just got to make sure all the plug wires are off the headers and they look okay. Haven't started the car up yet. Just kind of, we're going to start it up together. So give the camera to my wife. We'll go ahead and switch the power on. Fire this thing up. Right. Whew. Fingers crossed. No, we should be good. We should be good. All right. Double check the plug wires there. Make sure everything's. Yeah. All right. Everything looks A-okay. I want this guy down there. Okay. Make sure that's out of the way. And don't forget to plug the distributor back in. To the head. Have a crank, no fire. Alright. Fire! Junkyard there. Hop inside real quick, show you guys my little handheld display. Got it. All right. We're idling about 800, 14.1, pulling at 192. Going back between 10 and 9. Car sounds really good. We'll go ahead and shut her off. Alright, so we had it fired back up. Got our rockers changed out, so now we know exactly what it is we got in the car. No longer second guessing myself. So there we go. All I gotta do now is put it back together. I think I'm gonna leave some of the parts off though. I'm gonna order some new plug wires for it. These ones have got the universal, the MSD wires with the universal boot on it, where you can bend or leave straight or whatever, but it's long. I've tried cutting it. For whatever reason, it keeps running the wire into the header. I've already burnt kind of number and 7, 8, the protectors. It's starting to work its way through and burning the plug wire. So I'm gonna change those. But other than that, she sounds good. It's running good. Hope this kind of helps simplify adjusting the hydraulic rocker or the rockers on hydraulic lifters. It's the same really with flat or roller. Really easy. All you do is start at top dead center, take 0 lash out of everyone, still turn the push rod, go 1 turn over to top dead center again, set 0 lash again, make sure everything's set at 0, go 1 more time. If everything's still at 0, minus slight little turns here and there, go ahead and go a half, 3/4 turn on your bolt, and then run your locks down, or your nut, your jam nut, and then go ahead and run all your locks in, tighten them up, throw your car back together, should fire right up. Now it is going to be different for solid lifters, of course. You got to have some kind of lash in there, and if you're running factory Ford stuff on the pedestals, those are all different. But if you're running this style, then it should work out for you. So again, I hope it simplified it for you. I am going to end this video right here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, thank you guys for watching, hanging out, help me build this channel. If you are new, please hit that subscribe button for me, help me grow. And I'll thank you again. I'll catch you guys on the next one.